Well, some of you have a decision to make this Sunday or a week from Sunday. It's the two Sundays around Christmas, the Sunday before Christmas and the Sunday the day after Christmas. You're going to be visiting family and friends and celebrating Christmas, and some of your family goes to church and maybe you don't. Maybe you used to go and you quit. Maybe you just quit believing somewhere. But they've asked you and they've invited you and you're trying to decide, do I go or do I not go? If I go and don't really believe, am I a hypocrite? If I go, and what if it makes me feel kind of sad because I don't believe? And what if I don't understand what's going on? And should I not? Let me tell you, for those of you that are wrestling with whether or not to go to church your one or maybe your two times of the year, come on and go. I know some of you don't really believe, but it'll make your mom happy, you'll make your kids happy, your wife happy, whoever it is that invites you to church. Okay, that's a little Christmas gift to them. And if you go and you're like, man, I don't know what's going on, it's okay to ask us. Ask any of us at church. Ask the person that's bringing you, but man, look for someone and say, I hadn't been to church in a year, and it's Christmas, and I thought, and I don't know, and how about? And you can even ask us the hard questions. That's okay. Is it okay if I'm here if I hadn't been in a year or two? What about some of the things I've done, and I want to kind of come back, and I thought Christmas would be a good time, but man, the things I've done. Hey, let me tell you, a lot of us are walking wounded. We've got scars from the things we've done that God forgave, and I'm going to tell you, this is really important for you to hear. The important thing is not so much what you've done or even what you're doing. It's the direction your heart wants to point. And if you say, yeah, but if I buy into this Jesus, some of the things I'm doing in my life, I know they have to stop or they have to start, and it's going to be hard. Hey, we get that too, and we'll be there to help you. So you can ask us about those things. It's okay if you come and you don't really want to be there. We'll still be friendly and happy and glad to see you. And if you visit church and you get that little tug in your heart that kind of says, maybe I ought to come back, it's okay to sit down and talk to us about whatever. Man, we'd love to talk to you about coming back. You know, every prodigal at some point either comes to their senses or they don't. And maybe if you're in church this Sunday or the next Sunday and you find yourself kind of coming to your senses, then man, let us help you come back. Well, we will walk with you and love on you, and lots of us have stories similar to yours. We'd love for you to come back. And if you're there and you're not a believer, but it kind of tugs at you just a little bit, man, please ask one of us. Ask the person that brought you. Connect with one of us. We'd love to sit down and tell you why we believe in Jesus and what it's meant in our life, and why we'd love to have you join us on the Jesus life and the Jesus journey. And above all, our deepest hope is not that you show up on Sunday and make your mom happy. Our deepest hope that is somehow in that worship that you'll see a bunch of people who aren't perfect but are forgiven, and who are getting better, and who are more like Jesus today than they were a year ago. And that somehow in all that communion and singing and word from the holy word of Scripture, somewhere in all that, something will tug on you, and you will say, maybe there is a God, and maybe I do need him. And that's our prayer. So I don't know, I'm a traveling preacher, so I can tell you churches all over that would love to have you visit. But if you happen to be in West Texas and Abilene, well, come on over to where we go to church when I'm in town. Hillcrest Church of Christ in Abilene, Texas. We'd love to have you, and look for a little short bald guy running around. Ask him where Steve is, and I'd enjoy answering your questions or talking to you about the Jesus who loved you enough to not just come into this world, but to grow up and die for you so you could live with God forever. This is Steve Ridgell telling you, I hope you're in church one of the next two Sundays.